Here comes the countdown. Looks like we're ready to go. So for anybody that's not familiar with Pokemon Snap, first of all, go play it right now. I don't know why you wouldn't be familiar with this game. Second of all, you've got the simple objective of it's basically an on-rail shooter, but instead of shooting enemies to kill them, obviously you're trying to take some quality photos of the Pokemon. So we will see some manipulation here of that, and then of course the other element of it, knowing when to stop too. Looks like we got possibly an issue with capture there. It's going to reload, and there we go.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, welcome.
Okay, Sumquo, aka Deku King, and I'll be doing commentary. So we missed the first minute and a half, but I'll briefly explain what it was. So at the beginning, there's a new strat that's found about a month and a half ago, and involves getting a 4,000 point Pidgey. I believe Koto went for it since he knows it, but I'm not 100% sure, so we'll go through that later. I'll talk a bit about the run, because Snap isn't your typical speed run. So a few things to note is that Snap's a bit interesting, as in you can be fast at the game, but it's different than being good at the game, because getting good points is different than just, like, knowing all the strats, which is one reason why I like the game. So yeah, it looks like he went for it. Coming out of beach, he's going to want a couple of points, preferably 22,000 upwards. Points are used to get items, items are used to progress the game, and so on and so forth. And then he also wants a certain number of Pokemon, but that's for later in the game, so we'll touch on that later.
So, I mean, one of the things immediately to notice if you're not familiar with the speedrun of it, I'm assuming anyway, he's only taking minimum necessary photos, but also submitting minimum necessary. He doesn't want to have anything graded that doesn't matter.
Yeah, basically. So we need 40 Pokemon by the last course just to unlock it, and then since this is 100%, we're actually going to go through all the Pokemon, but you only want to take each Pokemon once, obviously. Mm-hmm. So you want to have good points, because if you don't have good points, you need to retake shots. And then at 24, oops, little menu mistake there. At 24,000 points, you get apple-shaped Pokemon food, also known as apples. So there, he's good up for points now. I'll talk about one interesting mechanic which isn't apparent to people who are playing the game the first time, and that's, so this is, quote, an on-rail shooter, unquote. And so you go through the path that's predetermined for you, except you can see when he shifts left and right that the cart sort of moves a bit. And that's really important because you want to be facing forward almost all the time, because that's how you're going to go faster. But then one thing is, like, you'll see him zoom in the camera here and then turn around. So he's facing backwards right now, but since he zoomed in the camera facing forwards, he's still moving at the forward speed. So you'll see the difference between good and bad runners is what we call camera locking there. Interesting, he's taking another electrode. So I've never seen Koto run 100%, I've seen his any percent run, but we'll see how he does. It is worth knowing that he's playing on the Wii U version, which does not have any lag, but pictures are quite a bit harder to get good points on. So a couple of differences there. Let's see, apart from that, the only other, quote, speed strat, well, not only other, the other important one is knowing when to exit the levels early. So you saw at the end of Beach, he just got out of the level as fast as possible. And then here at the end, he's going to have to go for Magnemites and Magnetons, and then try to hit the Electrode, but we'll get to that in a sec. I mentioned point management, this is another example. So he takes the Diglett farther away, so that he can get a better shot of Dugtrio. And if you go take a closer Diglett, you won't get as good a shot at Dugtrio, so getting it in this way is about 500 points more, which is important for the beginning part of the run. The next milestone, I guess, for points is 72,500 for the Pester Balls.
So is there anything that can be done as far as speeding up the process along the rail? I mean, is it like, can you look at the ground like in GoldenEye? Is there anything you can do to make things move faster? Or?
On the N64 version and the Wii version, yes, because there's lag, but on the Wii U, there's no lag, so you don't need to just look at the ground. So just facing forward as much as possible.
Gotcha.
Although you did see part of him, he went to the left a bit just to get closer shots at Diglets, just to get more points, because you do need points. If you don't have enough points, you're essentially screwed for the run. That's a really good Zubat. Zubat's one of the harder Pokemon to get a good shot of. So a good goal for around here is 55,000 points. He got a better Electrode, so he should be good for that. Everything else looks pretty good. No, 57. Yeah, he's fine for miles. Alright, Volcano's actually my favorite stage. I like it. So it's only 6 Pokemon. There is a strat at the end. It's called early Moltres. Don't ask why it's named that. I'm not sure if he knows about it though. The communication between us and Koto isn't the best since Koto isn't native to English, but I think he knows about it. So we'll see what he does because he has the points for it. Okay, so here's a bit of a harder part. You want to get Charmander eating an apple, and then Magmar shooting fire at Charmander. Oh, and looks like he's gonna miss the Magmar picture. Or is he getting... He might be getting Fighting Magmar, interesting. Or wait, no, he did take a Magmar picture, what am I saying? Alright, I'm missing things apparently. Yeah, his Magmar is fine, okay. And then Charmeleon eating the apple. Even though the apple disappeared, Charmeleon was still doing the animation, so it's still going to count for 3,000 points because this game is wonderful like that. So the early Moltres, as I was mentioning, was just taking Moltres out of the lava, which is 500 points, which is really not a lot, but it's fast. It's about 8 seconds faster than waiting for Moltres to do its pose. Oh, okay. So what he tried to do there was getting a quick Poliwag. Unfortunately, on Wii U, that's a lot harder. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. There you go, you learned something new. So you can't unlock a course and get an item at the same time. What he did there was that he had enough points, so he just took a picture and put Poliwag in the album. And that way he didn't have to take, you know, a picture of Poliwag. He could just snap that really quick. It's really interesting. I didn't know that. Because on N64 version, you can just take a picture, and even if it's in the corner and really not well seen, it'll count as a Poliwag, but it doesn't count on the Wii or Wii U versions. Alright, he tried to go for a Psyduck there. If you get Psyduck in the water and he's jumping up and spinning, he can be worth to about 4,000 points, which is a lot. If not, he'll probably get it later for roughly 3,000. He has really high points right now, so I'm not too worried. And since this is a 100% run, he actually doesn't really need anything past this, apart from 130,000 for the next item. But he still needs to get 39 Pokemon, some of which do need the Pokeflute. So I guess not exactly 39, but. Last part, which makes this game sort of unfortunate to run, is at the end you have 3 shots of getting a Cloyster. Cloyster only spawns 25% of the time. Alright, so that's 1 shelter. Oh, he has Cloyster, there you go. This run can continue. If he misses that, there's a backup strat that wastes 45 seconds and 100%. But we don't have to deal with that. It's just getting Jinx in the next level. And then getting Cloyster back next time we're in River. So I mentioned he doesn't need as many points since he's going to be getting pretty much all the Pokemon. There is one strat that if you take bad pictures, so pictures that aren't wonderful, it saves 4 frames per picture. And so in Cave, he might not be taking the best of pictures, and that's the reason why it's just a tiny bit faster for that. Not much to say about Cave. He took a picture of the first Grimer just to spawn the second Grimer. And the second Grimer will evolve into Muck. There is a strat at the end here. I don't think he's going to go for it because it's not exactly what one would call Marathon safe, but it's called Weeping Bell Snipe. It's basically trying to hit the Weeping Bell from across the map. It's really hard to do, and even the top runners of this game have a hard time doing it consistently. But it saves 8 seconds, about. Maybe a bit more than 100% actually, because you don't need points. So right there you saw him take 2 pictures. One was of Jigglypuff, the other one was of Coughing, and that's just because, oh, he's gonna go for it. Okay, didn't get it. It's a hard strat. But yeah, took 2 bad pictures just to save 4 frames on the picture. And there you go. Alright, so the reason that we needed all those Pokemon is to have 40 by the end of Cave. And I think he hit that. Yeah, he hit that. So that's fine. So he's going to unlock Valley. And this is where the 80% and 100% runs split up. More or less, because you would have gotten good pictures in Cave and 90%. So in 100%, he needs to get 12 pictures, or 12 Pokemon rather, in this course. 2 of them are random, which makes this game pretty great, but the chances of not getting them are not too bad. The 2 Pokemon in question are, there you go, Goldeen, which you just got, and Dratini. Although Dratini you can get later, so there's a safety strat. That second picture was of Golem, not Golem, Grappler. And that's his 3rd Goldeen. Alright, so he's got a few Pokemon left at the end. Starmie, Dragonite, and did he get Dratini? I forget. If he needs Dratini, he'll get it here as well. And Squirtle, because I don't think he got that at the beginning. And then there's a trick called Mankey Snipe. It's sort of like Weeping Bell Snipe, as in you're trying to hit Mankey from the other side of the mountain just to be a bit faster. And he didn't get the backup Dratini. Okay, so he's gonna need that. No, Magikarp! One other thing is that you can't have two Pokemon spawning out of the water at the same time. And that's his 5th Goldeen, I think. Wow! This is painful just because I've been in this exact same situation. Ah, ah. Alright, I haven't been in that situation, but that is painful to watch. Ah, that's so unfortunate. He had it too. So he's gonna need to come back in River, but this time he does have the dash engine, so it's gonna go a bit faster. That is unfortunate to a number of degrees. So he should have 52 Pokemon after this, since he missed Graveler, he'll only have 51. Alright, so we're still on track. Didn't forget anything. And didn't go in Pokemon Report? Okay, so he's probably gonna just get Dratini at the end, or skip it. So in 100%, we still need to get the 6 Pokemon signs, but we also need to get the rest of the Pokemon. So we get the Kingler sign, and then we still need to get Snorlax, Scyther, and Chansey in this level. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. And I didn't see the points, but if he didn't have 130,000 points, he'll need a few more in this level to make up for the lost points. It looks like Scyther's giving him a hard time. Okay, there's a backup Scyther though, so we'll hope for the best. I never like going for this one, just because I don't know where it is, but if you can get it, you can get it. There you go. And that's Chansey. Alright, he's good for points. So Tunnel is probably the hardest course, or Tunnel 3 rather, is the hardest course in 100%. Since he's on VC, there's a bit more leeway just because the draw distances are a bit bigger. But I want to see if he goes for the fast strat. So here you need to slow down or else you're going to crash into the Electrode and the Electabuzz, but it looks like he went through it fine. Exploding Electrodes for the fans. Okay, he's going to slow down here. That's a bit more safe. Because runs die here. Lots of them, in fact. So he still wants to go fast, but he also needs to get Zapdos, so we're just going to take him from afar, and that will be that. Oops, he missed the sign. I've done that more than once. Alright, so we're about 20 minutes into the run, and the second run killer is coming up, the first one being Cloister, as I mentioned earlier. So at the end of this level, there are 3 volcano pits, and if you shoot a Pester Ball in it, you have a 75% chance of getting Growlithe and a 25% chance of getting Arcanine, and you need both of those. So one of them needs to be Arcanine, and one of them needs to be Growlithe, and the third one can be whatever. If he doesn't get it though, he'll need to restart the level and hope for better luck. Alright, that's one Growlithe. It's 2 Growliths. Ah, it's not good. It's someone who's good at math tested this once. It's about a 56% chance of getting what you want, on top of the 57% chance of getting close to earlier in the run. So. Oh my god, Charmander died. You see he shoots that Pester Ball over the mountain. It is possible to get it if you aim really precisely, but it is quite difficult. Where are the dogs at? Uh-oh.
Looks like they got a small hiccup here, but they'll probably address it quickly here.
Alright, spoilers, if you got the second dog, then he turns around and gets a Charizard, and then he'll be on to the next course. Also, the reason why the estimate is 30 minutes is... we're back. And looks like you didn't get RK9. The reason why it's 30 minutes is exactly for this reason, because you can get really unlucky here. Like, if you had perfect RNG, the real estimate would be like 27, but you add in that extra time because this game's a bit rough. I'm behind a little. Alright, there we go.
Oh no. It's got the whole room chanting for it. It's still not happening.
I think the most that I've had was going 6 times without getting RK9. And then you have like the horror stories of people getting 3 RK9s in a row and then they need to restart anyways because they don't get a Growlithe. This game's rough sometimes.
It seems like one of those things. I mean, you describe the odds, and it sounds like more often than not you get what you want. But of course, in a marathon, it's got to be in a marathon that things go wrong.
Oh yeah. He did get Cloister, but can't get too lucky, I guess.
There we go.
Oh yeah, there he is. Alright, let's get the dogs. Evolve Charmeleon. I mean, at least Stream died at the time that he was just resetting in Volcano. It's not like we're missing anything we didn't see.
Yeah, in a sense, it almost worked out well for the stream anyway.
They planned it like that. Alright, so not much to say about River. You need the Poke Flute for it, but that's about it. You get 1 Pokemon. You would get closer if you missed it earlier, but we're fine on that end as well. The rest of the run is pretty smooth up until Mew. And then, yeah, not much to say about Cave as well. Cave's a bit easier in 100% just because in any percent you want to take a picture of the sign as soon as possible, but in 100% you just go past it, so you have time to kill to aim your shot. Yeah, he's taking his time there. No need to rush it. If you have quick eyes, you'll notice that Jinx is purple in this game. They changed that from the N64 version. And that's the last sign. Now, he might go back for Dratini, or he might just glaze over it, because... Yeah, he's going back, alright. So Dratini is still random. Oh, there we go. Okay, that was better. Okay, so we're at the final boss of the game, which is Mew. Mew's not too tough, but doing it fast is... he got the snipe. Doing it fast is a bit difficult because Mew spawns randomly and you want to hit it as fast as possible. And then you need to hit her 6 times. So, no snipes yet. We sort of just chuck apples randomly in the air and hope that we hit her. Oops. Okay, not a terrible Mew fight. And then there's a 50-50 chance that it appears left or right, so hope for the best. Looks like we got it, with centered picture as well. Wasting 4 frames. And time's coming up right when it says saving, so it's like a 27:15. Yeah, there you go. And that's Pokemon Snap. Apart from the bad volcano, it was actually a decent run. I learned a new strat, so there you go. I'm happy with it.
Well, nice job on the commentary.
Thank you.
And I believe up next is Castlevania 4.
Which is also a good run. Okay, I'm gonna shout out the Snap community real quick, or else they'll be mad at me that I didn't. So
Go
shout out
ahead.
to the Snap community. There you go.